Hello everyone. Today we're diving deep into one of Japan's most beloved institutions, the izakaya. We'll take a quick look at them in more detail and how to choose one for the very first time. If you're new here, izakaya are traditional Japanese pubs and they're absolutely everywhere in Japan. You'll spot them by iconic red lanterns that light up as soon as the sun goes down. They're like the Japanese version of tapas bars. Lots of small dishes, plenty of drinks, and usually packed with locals unwinding after work. Now, before we get into how to choose the perfect izakaya, let's talk about where these amazing establishments came from. The story goes all the way back to the Edo-period, around the 1600s. Back then, sake merchants would set up simple standing bars called izakaya, where customers could sample their products. Eventually, some clever merchants realized that if they offered small bites of food alongside the drinks, people would stay longer and drink more. Pretty smart, right? The word izakaya literally breaks down into I, to stay, and sakaya, sake shop. These humble sake tasting spots evolved into full-fledged drinking establishments by the late 1800s, becoming popular gathering spots for Japan's growing working class. Fast forward to today, and izakaya culture has gone global. You'll find them everywhere from New York to Toronto, London, Sydney. But here's the thing, while overseas izakaya might nail the aesthetics, they often miss the true essence of what makes a real Japanese izakaya special. Speaking of which, let's break down the different types of izakaya you'll encounter in Japan. Traditional izakaya often have wooden interiors with tatami seating and are often smaller than modern versions. They usually feature classical Japanese menu items as well. They're often family-run for generations, so you're likely to find some very experienced people working there. Chain izakaya are usually run by large corporations and are easy to find. They are budget-friendly and use extensive picture menus, often with English as well. These are usually the best choices for larger groups of people and have a wide variety of dishes, with consistent quality across locations. Standing izakaya are exactly as they sound. There is no, or limited, seating and people stand at counters or tall tables to eat and drink. They have a super casual atmosphere, are usually a bit cheaper, though that really depends on location, and are perfect for solo dining, which is quite common in Japan. Specialty izakaya focus on specific types of dishes or dishes from specific regions in Japan. They often have a more unique atmosphere to them, use higher quality ingredients, and because of that are usually more expensive. Now that we've covered the basic history and types, let's talk about how Japanese people actually choose which izakaya to visit. With so many options, how do you know which ones are worth your time? Well, we've got some inside info for you. A Japanese drinks website called Kakuyasu recently did a survey about exactly this, and the results might surprise you. Let's break down what Japanese people actually look for in an izakaya. The number one factor? It's not about the food. It's not even the drinks. It's the atmosphere, with 62% of people saying this matters most. Think about that. The vibe is more important than what you're eating or drinking. Coming in at number 2, we've got food selection at 60%. Now, there's a whole bunch of izakaya food staples, or that just about every izakaya will have. For example, edamame, some kind of yakitori, maybe some kushikatsu, salad or pickles, some choice of sashimi, some kind of rice dish, and the list goes on. But I like when I find something a bit out of the ordinary for Japanese food, like these deep-fried fish bones, or basashi, which is raw horse. There's usually always something new to try for those of you brave enough to do it. Interesting fact, while izakaya are technically bars, people care more about the food menu than the drink menu. Speaking of drinks, that came in at about 43%. There's nothing like a nice cold drink on a hot summer day. Or really any day for that matter. But here's the really useful part for you travelers. How do Japanese people choose a new izakaya they've never been to before? The number one way? They judge it by how it looks from the outside. About 64% of people say that they make their decision based on the exterior appearance, the signage, the menu display, how welcoming it feels. The second most popular method is checking review sites like Tabelog and Gurunavi. That's about 54% of people. These are usually all in Japanese, but you can always see their star ratings and run the text through translation software or websites. And finally, about 41% rely on recommendations from friends. Now, here's a super important pro tip that wasn't in the survey. If you're not a fan of cigarette smoke, you need to look for the phrase Zenseki Kinen. That means it's completely non-smoking. While Japan has many indoor smoking laws now, small izakaya are often exempt, so if you don't like smoking, this is really important to check. So, there you have it. The next time you're looking for an izakaya, find something that catches your eye and give it a try. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting tidbits from Japan.